Cloud. All righty. Well, welcome to Book Club, everybody. I am Michelle Stuchel, Emerald Ambassador, and welcome. I'm so excited that we are kicking off this new study on the 4-color personalities for MLMs. This is one of my favorite studies for several reasons. And the first is because it is so much fun. If you didn't laugh and, have a couple moments over this first couple chapters, then I want to take your pulse because it is funny. I love the fact that he uses exaggeration and hyperbole to describe the different personalities. And it's just a fun read. But what makes me love this book even more is because it is in one of the most important skills, if not the most important skills that we need to cultivate, not only in our businesses, but in life. Did you hear me? One of the most important skills that we have in life, and that is communication. Learning how to communicate effectively is critical for every single aspect of your life, in your marriage, with your children, in your businesses, at your church, in every area. I remember as a kid growing up, and my mom would say to me, communication is the number one, the most important thing in your marriage. And I'm still learning this. And Brittany can say amen because she knows I'm still learning this. But it is everything, especially in our business. We talk about, recruiting. How do you recruit? By communicating. How do you follow up? By communicating. How do you duplicate and cast vision? By communicating. And if you're not investing in learning the skill of communication, you're missing the boat. And until I'm with Jesus, I'm going to learn how to become a better communicator. So this is going to be a super fun study. And he tells you, look, if you've studied psychology, if this is not an in-depth psychological analysis of personalities, okay? This is going to use generalizations to teach us how to effectively communicate so people can understand, right? If you're married and you've ever taken a marriage class, they always talk about communication, right? You've heard the phrase, women are from Venus, men are from Mars, because we have different ways of communicating. We have to learn how to communicate in such a way that people can hear, and more than just hear, but that understand and that move the heart. And so what Big Al does is he takes personalities and he generalizes them into 4 types. Maybe you've done one of these tests, like you're either the otter, the golden retriever, the lion, and whatever the other one is, or, choleric, sanguine, melancholy, and phlegmatic. Well, for this study, what he does in terms of a network marketing business is he takes personalities and categorizes them into 4 colors. And he makes the point that this is critical for your success because unless you're speaking, now hear me, unless you're speaking the language of the person you're speaking to, you're missing the boat. You've got to know the language, the way the person is going to not only hear, but understand to be an effective communicator. Have any of you heard the love languages? You've heard of the 5 languages, similar concept, right? And generally speaking, we like to give what we like to receive, right? I'm a words of encouragement girl. Tell me how awesome I am. Give me encouragement all day long. And so guess what? I love to give that. But to my husband, guess what his is? Big surprise, touch, right? I need to learn how to give him what he needs to feel loved. And it's the same concept with communication. So I'm going to astound you right now. Marhaba, kifek, shalmuta. Ramsi Ratnamsi, Huptainat Ramsi, Rahut Nikol Abdaya, Namsi Ratnamsi. Did any of you understand one word that I said? I may have had an Arabic cuss word in there, you'll never know. I spoke a different language. Not very well, but I tried. And it's the same concept. If you are not speaking the language that your prospect can understand, it is gibberish, just like I just did. I attempted to speak some Arabic, said a couple choice words that I've learned in a little bit of a nursery rhyme. But that's the point, right? You've got to speak in a way that your people are going to understand. So let's dig in. Big Al has categorized these 4 personalities into colors. And the first color that we're going to dive into tonight is the yellow personality, okay? And you can summarize the yellow personality into one word. Do you remember this word? Help. The yellow personality is all about helping others. The yellow personality one is the teacher, the nurse, the volunteer, the social worker, the one who's behind the scenes, the one that loves to encourage. Their whole life's purpose is in helping and serving, encouraging others. They love to serve. They want to see others meet their potential. They are all about others. They're an Enneagram number 2, okay? They like to be in the background and they love to see others soar. They are motivated by making the world a better place. And I just had to laugh when he talked about them singing Kumbaya and serving other people. And this is not only communication, but hear this. This is also what motivates these people, okay? So it's communication and motivation. So when you are communicating to these color personalities, it's not just so that they hear and understand it, so they motivate to take action, right? So the yellow is motivated all in helping. Dollars and money does not motivate the yellow person. They simply want to help people, the teachers, the Mother Teresas of the world. Think about Princess Diana. I don't know, maybe this is a generation gone by, but she loved to help the children, right? You saw pictures of her with the common people because she loved to help them. People that love to help. These people are not motivated by science. They're not motivated by competition. And this is kind of hard for me, even though I have a lot of yellow in me. They're not even motivated by a Nordstrom $2,000 shopping spree. That means nothing to them unless they can give that money away. Then, come hell or high water, they want that shopping spree because they know how it's going to bless other people, right? All about helping, and that makes them as happy as a clam. This is all about. Okay, let's talk about, so that's the plus side. They want to help people. And in Plexus, yellow personalities, most of the diamonds, many diamonds are yellow. Why? Because they want to help people, and they help people by offering solutions to people's biggest issues outside of Jesus: health and finances, right? They desperately want their people to feel better. They desperately want to see people have the resources they need to fulfill God's destiny for their lives, right? So in terms of what we're doing, the yellow personalities can be fabulous leaders. They have warm personalities, they're engaging, and they can bring others alongside of them to change the world and make it a better place. So he talks about what is the downside to a yellow personality. Hard time making decisions. Okay, I am a yellow red depending on the day. And I remember even as a kid, it took me 5 to 10 minutes when we were on the boardwalk outside our favorite ice cream place just to figure out which ice cream flavor I wanted. No lie. It was hard for me to make a decision. Yellows can have a hard time making decisions. You want to know why? Because they always want everyone to be happy. They are so entwined with feelings and serving. They want to make sure they're doing the best for people, and they make great leaders. So how do you know if you're talking to a yellow? This is what you're going to hear. I just want all of my friends and family to feel as good as I feel. I hate seeing these people suffer. If they only knew what I knew. I hate it. What can I do to help them feel better? Do you hear? Their heart Their heart is to help, okay? So that's how you know when they talk about helping people that you're talking to a yellow. So now when you're speaking to a yellow, these are the phrases that you're going to use to effectively communicate. We have solutions and help people in their biggest needs outside of Jesus. Health and finances. The whole globe is worried about these issues, and we have solutions and help for both. I love this. We're helping moms be able to stay at home with their children without sacrificing the most important things. We help families, especially at this time of year, that don't want to go into debt over Christmas. We help, we help, we help. And that motivates the yellow personality. So, as you're speaking to the yellow, remember the key word is help. They are motivated by help, they want to help, and you need to help them by showing them how they can help others with these products and with the opportunities. And now April, my fun friend, is going to talk about the blue personality.
Thank you, Michelle. All right, how many people are blue? Raise your hand. Or maybe you're somewhat blue, you're a mix. Awesome, I see some hands going up. I'm a mix between blue and red, but as the years go by, I continue to get more blue, which is really interesting. Because my husband has been with me since high school, and he would agree. He's like, as you get older, you get more blue. So I have no idea why that is. But I want to share with y'all what blues say, how they think, and how we can attract them to the business and to the products. So when you are talking to blue, the word that he said that best describes a blue is party, right? They're the life of the party. And I'm sure if you think about your friends, you can probably think of a couple of people that match this category, right? But blues like to dance typically, they like to party, they like to have fun, they like to travel, they like to do new things, right? They like to meet new people, they like to initiate conversation. He said they're very talkative, right? They like to talk to people. Blues, I think of them as they basically instantaneously create friends wherever they go. Doesn't matter who they're talking to, doesn't matter if they don't know anyone in the room, they're gonna find someone and they're gonna create a friend, right? They're the type of people, y'all, when you're talking to them on Messenger, they're very open. They're typically open and they're going to share with you all about their kids, all about their family. They're going to just be basically bubbly, right? That's the blue personality. Blue people are typically fast thinkers. They're usually ones that when you approach them with the products, they're usually pretty quick to make a decision. The downside is, y'all, is they have a hard time listening. And when I was reading that, I was like, do I have a hard time listening? I probably do, because my husband has to tell me things 8 different times. And then finally he says, look at me, honey, look at me. I just told you that 4 different times this week. So I do think I have a problem listening. And that just goes hand in hand, I think, because we're just thinking about all the fun things that are going on, right? We don't really want to sit back and think about the other things that could be happening. So we're just basically always looking for something new, something fun, something adventurous, all of those things. So how, again, do you know that you're talking to someone that is blue? They're always talking. So they're the people that typically, maybe they'll respond quickly to you. Maybe they'll have a paragraph back to you versus a couple of words. They are just full of life. Like when you read their messages, they're probably full of 2 things: exclamation marks and emojis. Those are my blue friends, right? I actually had someone at some point, I don't know who it was, but I was sending out a message template and they were like, you've got to tone down the emojis. We don't need an emoji every sentence. But that's just me. I want people to know, I'm excited about messaging them. So I've had to tone that down a little bit because if my friends aren't blue, it's going to really overwhelm them. So they'll have emojis, exclamation marks. They're usually, like I said, quick decision makers. They're not ones to like, they don't care about the product information typically. They don't care about the ingredients. They don't probably even watch the triplex video. They just want to know what do blues want to know? What's in it for me? What is there fun involved? Is there travel involved? What is the social circle like? So if you're using the word fun when you're recruiting them, that's going to be really helpful. And then typically I'll share about the community with them. Like just sharing, hey, we have all these events, like we have book studies where we're all meeting up, like we're on Zoom, we can see one another. We travel different places. If y'all are trying to attract a blue for the business, I find if you go to Plexus's YouTube channel and type in the Hawaii recap video, I think the most recent is from 2018. Might be 2019. But anyways, that one really attracts blues. They're like, okay, tell me, how do I earn this trip? So I'll use that video a lot. What else will I use? Tell them about the friends I've made. I share, the products are amazing. They've helped me with this, but I love even more so the community of women. And I'll really go into the fun times we've had. I found too through like social media, y'all, if you're the type like to show up to events and everything and you're posting it on your stories or your wall, people are watching and that's going to attract blue people as well. When we were pushing last month, there were several people that commented, like when I would put up the power hours we were doing and we were working really, really hard, but then we took time to like do games or dance or whatever we needed to do to stay sane. I had some people who were watching my journey saying, oh my goodness, it looks like you guys actually do have fun. Like we're not just these crazy Plexus people, right? I mean, we are working really hard, but we also have a lot of fun as well. So typically when you're talking to blue people, you want to attract them with all the fun. And if you're not fun, or if you have zero blue in you, that's okay, right? There's different tools you can use. You can share, my friend April, she's super blue. She likes to travel. Here's her story. It's okay. Not all of us are going to be blue. And some of us will have a combination of colors. But basically, when you think of blues, you think of fun, you think of party. They're usually very bubbly. They're quick to talk, right? They're probably the people that are like running you over. I do that often with my husband. It drives him nuts, but I'm running him over because I'm just so excited to tell him something. And I feel like I just can't wait. So those are your blue people. Basically, when it comes to Plexus, you just want to tell them how much fun we are, right? We have all these different things. They can travel. There's, parties, all of those things. So that is all I have for our blue friends. Michelle went over yellow. I went over blue. Now we are going to split off. I think just Michelle and I's team is going to be splitting off tonight. Is that correct, Michelle?
Yes. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about Kayleen and Chris, but I'm splitting off. For my team, you should have gotten a graphic, or I'll put the link in the Zoom, it's the Zoom. I'll put it in right now. 4, 1, 3, 1, 8.
My team's gonna stay on with Brittany.
5, 7, 9.
My team should have that little graphic. If you don't, go in the chats and we will send it again.
Oh, it says only host and co-host can send messages. Okay, for whatever reason, I can't send anything.
I'm the host. I just reclaimed the host before you jumped off, Michelle. You need me to tell people something?
Well, everybody should have the link. So I just wanted to send that link real quick. Okay, it's okay. Thanks. See ya.
Bye, ladies. Are people able to unmute? Yeah, you can unmute.
I can unmute.
Awesome. Christina, do you have the
Where to go?
I think Axel, you're supposed to go with April, I think.
How do I do that?
Christina?
I will have them message you right now.
Look for a message, Axel. You have the questions, Christina.
I do. Let me finish telling them. Okie dokie.
So while
Yeah,
she's looking up the questions, I wanted to tell you guys that the other day I got a message from Fallon. Y'all know she's my diamond upline. And she was like, how are you guys always out together? How? I know y'all don't live close to each other. Y'all look like y'all are always partying. Y'all are always doing something. And I mean, I know we are together a lot, but I guess it didn't occur to me that other people don't do that. And so I was a little surprised by this message. So I just said, intentionally, we do it on purpose. Not like Christina lives around the corner. We just have to plan it out and do it on purpose. So anyways, they were all interested in that. They want us to make a video on how to go out, I guess.
Funny. Yeah. So, okay. Question number 1 for group discussion. How might a yellow person be an asset to your Plexus team? Be specific and describe a situation where you want a yellow person involved.
Well, I think a yellow person would be very helpful because we are providing something that helps people. I mean, that's what we're doing. So in several ways, financially and, their health. So a yellow would be very helpful in thinking about what will help people, because that's what they think about. They think about, how to help others. So I think they would be beneficial in that. Just giving a person like me who's a blue, giving me the right perspective on helping others and serving, because they would have more of a servant's heart.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Jana. I have found my yellow personality leader friends are able to offer me a lot of perspective relationally, because I am not yellow. And so they're able to say, hey, if you do this, it comes across this way to someone who feels like I do. And so I've been able to learn a ton from some of my yellow people over the years, because they've been gracious enough to say, hey, listen, when our personality perceives your bluntness or your shortness as a lack of caring. And so we've both been able to kind of learn, or I say both, there's been several, learn from each other. So it's been really helpful. Who else? What else? What's another situation where you would want a yellow person involved on your team, or when a yellow person on your team has saved the day?
I think that they can be an awesome complement to a weakness, like in discovering your strengths. He talks about how we don't need to work on our weaknesses. We need to develop our strengths. So rather than trying to fulfill that gap ourselves, we can just bring somebody along to do that as well as a complement.
Exactly. Yes, that's really good, Nicole.
Something that just came to my mind too is, and this is a skill a lot of us have had to learn. You talk about when you message somebody to make that connection with them first, to, go to their Facebook page for a minute and, don't just approach them about Plexus, but make that connection with them so they feel valued. I think that's part of a yellow trait that we all need to learn.
Yep.
I think something specific that yellows can help with is like wording for messages. When you reach out to somebody for the first time, or when you're speaking to somebody about a problem that they're having, or even just trying to build a relationship with somebody. I think having somebody that's yellow help you kind of craft that message is important.
I totally agree. Another thing that is really nice to have in a yellow friend is when I'm having breakfast bunch at my house or whatever, y'all, Jackie literally can take, like, she'll answer the door. She'll greet everyone. She'll know that I don't know someone's name and she'll go introduce herself. Like, she's all about making people feel welcome. Everyone loves her. Everyone loves Jackie. They like, I mean, she'll give a hug. And I'm over there like, how did you know to give a hug? How did you know to give a hug? So yeah, she definitely, she's very, very yellow. And it's really nice. Like Nicole said, it's very nice to have that to complement, where I am certainly not.
What I love about yellows is I feel like yellows are the boots on the ground. I am not a yellow, but I'm married to one, and it's super nice being married to one because they really do have a servant heart, like Jana said. So, like, if you were doing a sip and see, the yellows would be the ones setting up all the tables and chairs and probably decorating and bringing cookies. And also, they don't crave the spotlight. So they can be doing a lot of work that is not necessarily heavy on recognition. Like, it's not, everybody likes recognition, but it's not really what drives a yellow. You tell a yellow they're going to be on a stage in front of 10,000 people, they're probably going to want to run away and hide. So I feel like yellows really balance a strong red. And like Christina said, when it comes to leadership, like, your reds are going to be your motivators, your call to action people, which we'll talk about reds next week, but they generally lack compassion. But yellows, they're not call to action people, but they are super caring and compassionate. So they balance the strong red.
Yep. I totally agree.
And if you are a strong red leader, you need a sideline strong yellow leader, because what you lack, they will be strong in, and what they lack, you'll be strong in.
Yes, very much. Okay. Next yellow question. If a yellow personality asked you to share your opportunity, like one of these, like, hey, okay, I've been watching you. What is this Plexus thing that you're doing? Tell me about your opportunity. You get one sentence to draw them in. What are you saying to the yellows?
I would say I get to help so many people.
Is that how you went Emerald in 3 months, Terry? Just, I'll help all the people?
I do like helping people.
I know you do.
I like helping people get their act right.
I cannot. Where's the mute button?
Help you by telling you what I know. No, when I'm talking to a yellow, I would say exactly what Terry just said. I have been able to help so many people come off prescription meds, or I have been able to help so many people earn financial options for themselves, or help them. Like, I definitely focus on what I help people with, whether it's the products or the opportunity.
What worked for me, because I am a very true yellow through and through, was Chris said you can help your family by staying home and working. And like, all she had to do was say the word help. And it's very, very true.
Yep. All the helping. I like how he said in the book, you can tell me, like, I've been able to help so many mamas go be back home with their babies. Listen, that will make a yellow's heart just melt to pieces. Melt to pieces. So definitely all the help. Anybody have anything else about yellows, or any funny stories about you and your yellow friends?
I think that,
After you.
I think it's really great to get kind of visionary with yellows, because you can give them a big picture, like a huge why of like how you can help in a like super impactful capacity. That's the yellow part of me within my business, is my long-term why. I'm not yellow in every area of my business, but my why, like, that is definitely, I mean, your why is what drives you. So I think, like what Becky was saying, what really spoke to her was helping her family, in the sense that her long-term, her why is going to be able to take her family to have experiences. She's going to help create